Soundstripe.
We pray for everybody in Ukraine for sure, and we really hope this is just short-term volatility and it gets resolved quickly. It could be long-term volatility, as it depends how long this goes. We're seeing the futures today go up a little bit, but we have been on a steady decline with a little positivity here and there. But it is, of course, the market reacts to uncertainty across the world, and this is one of those times that we could see it could unfold to be a much larger thing. So, of course, we're watching it, and it is one of those things that happens all the time in our market to have short-term volatility, which could be long-term, but we'll see how that goes. But absolutely. It's really important to be well diversified and well allocated, which we talk about all the time.
Yes.
And then something like this happens, and it makes a lot of people rethink, which is why we're saying do the color money risk analysis. Let us know how you feel about risk. When the market's going up, everybody wants to be bullish and in the market, but with volatility, all of a sudden people retract a little bit and say, oh my goodness, maybe I'm overexposed. So it's good to make sure, which is also why you have to have the safe money.
Yeah.
We're not real big advocates right now and saying, listen, we're down 5 to 15% this year, and now it's time to cut our losses and get out. How do you know when to get back in? We saw that happen before, where you get back in too late. So as long as you can be properly allocated for your risk tolerance and make sure you have enough money on hand and safe money, you really don't need to reallocate, but it all depends that you have to have that sleep at night insurance as well, and make sure that you're comfortable and you're okay to weather the storm. You're going to be okay.
Yes.
You just have to make sure that you've got the allocations done right. Makes it hard. A lot of times, because all that discretionary income that you had is now getting eaten away when you're doubling the price to fill up your tank, and then everything at the store is more expensive. Everything is up. So if you don't, the best course of action, of course, is if you already have those contributions going pre-tax into your 401k and you're getting your match, absolutely do not change those at all. Try to make sure you always get the free match money as much as possible. But for those who had extra discretionary money that was investing, it's going to make that a little bit more difficult. So if you have to tighten the budget a little bit, just make sure you at least keep going with your contributions, because a lot of times you don't see that 3, 4, 5, 6% that goes pre-tax into your 401k. That's one thing that you can really keep up as much as possible. Don't change that. Well, for those who have pensions, there's not many out there right now, but for those who have pensions, there's no inflation gauge in the pensions, so they're not going up with inflation. When inflation happens like it is, our retirees are getting a pay cut right now. If you're on a fixed income, you're getting a pay cut. You're seeing it affect those getting pensions right now in retirement, because they're going backwards substantially at this point. Well, of course, WNEM, right? But,
that's right, of course.
You definitely look at our newsletter.
Yes.
We do a weekly update that we give to all of our clients and people we work with. So we give you weekly updates on what's happening in the market and what happened the previous week. Personally, I always like to look at Fox Business News because I get balanced approach around the world. So I have that on all day long. So, I've got a few places right there just to keep informed. It's one of those things that we actually, in our office, we always say is pray, hope, and don't worry. And we always say, stay the course,
yes.
Right? We say, if you're worried about everything, you're not doing what you should do. But if you're properly allocated, if you have enough, we always talk about getting out of debt. We always talk about making sure you're properly allocated. You've got your safe money. You've got your income taken care of. As long as your income is taken care of, you can ride the volatility in the market. And we've seen this before. We see it all the time. every time something happens worldwide, we see the market go down. We saw this in 18, we saw this in 20, and for many, many years before. But we've seen this, but we forget so quickly when the market's on up and up and up and up. We forget that we have these things happen. We've seen this. We've been through this. We have the strongest economy in the world right now.
Yes.
And our economy is still in expansion, and it's still doing great. It's very strong. But because everything is happening worldwide, it is taking an effect on the market and oil prices and everything else. But this too shall pass. We will get through this.